What up, guys? Kevin here. Time to talk about the Xbox tax. Yes, we're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. I've been talking about it for years. 4 years. And if you're somebody that is rolling your eyes whenever you read or hear the words Xbox tax, you're part of the problem. It's because of you. The Xbox tax is basically just Xbox. I'm not going to say they cannot win, but they have to go above and beyond to even get any type of respect, whether it be their games, just whatever they're doing, they just don't get the credit. They give the credit. They go, here's what should be a 90 plus game. And then Metro UK comes in and go, hold on. Just 1 second. You guys did not have a good 2022 year, so we're going to dock points from Hi-Fi Rush. That's what they literally said in their review. They said that we cannot give your game a higher score because 2022 was awful. And then we saw what happened with Starfield. And I'm not here to say that the type of attention that Xbox gets, or the lack thereof, is not fair. Maybe it is fair. Maybe it's how they treat everyone else, where everyone else gets the PlayStation credit, the Nintendo credit, the good enough, it's great. That's what I've always said with PlayStation, Nintendo these days. Good enough is great. With Xbox, good enough is still bad. Great is the good at best. So I want to give a shout out to, who's this? Joey Phantom Kraken for posting this from Major Nelson on Kind of Funny. Let me know if they've ever been funny. I don't think I've ever laughed. No, there was like a year ago, Game Over Greggy just went in on the PC gaming nerds. So that was like the first time I found him kind of funny. All right, that's a separate video. Major Nelson basically sums up the Xbox tax. And I've been saying this exact same thing for years. Let's give it a listen.
I think you're not getting the credit you deserve this generation.
We never will.
Yeah.
We never will.
Yeah.
We've seen this. It's like we know that there's a different yardstick for the different developers.
Right.
It's like we know that there's a different yardstick for the different developers.
Right.
The Nintendo guys are great. I've got my Switch right here in case I want to play Fortnite.
Yep.
So, those guys are great. I talked to Reggie the other day. The guys over at PlayStation, they're executing. They've had tremendous success this time around. But, it's funny, with us, I think it's maybe because, I don't know. So I think people like, I hate Windows because I have to use it at work, or I'm doing email, or I don't want to do this PowerPoint for work. So I don't know if some of that anxiety and whatnot drifts over to Xbox. But, we just want to do the best we can for gamers.
I think you're...
Boom. I like how we mentioned the whole Windows and Office products that we use in our everyday lives that I don't think anyone really likes or enjoys. Everyone has issues with it. Maybe it's because we do spend most of our lives using Microsoft products, But at the same time, it's like I never worked a job where we used Mac, where we used Linux. So... And I've said that before. I've said, people just don't like Microsoft. People don't like Windows. And Xbox is still Microsoft at the end of the day. And that's just built in just hatred. And if you're Xbox, you got to deal with that. I think this was from 2018, which, Xbox didn't have a great generation. But I was thinking, did the Xbox tax apply then? Oh, yeah, of course. We see Sony going, DRM with their consoles. Crap, you can't even attach a disk drive to your console without it needing to connect to the internet. That's fine. That's the PlayStation credit. Then you have games like, I would say, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West. You get games like that are just not that great. I love Forbidden West, but God of War Ragnarok are just games that like Xbox put out last generation. Let's go back last generation. Like Dead Rising 3. What was it? Sunset Overdrive. And then like Halo 5 Guardians. Games like that, the Gears games, those are games that were just mid. People just thought of them as mid. But if those games were PlayStation games, if those games were Nintendo games, well, Nintendo wouldn't even put it out a console to be able to run those games. They would get love and adoration, and the fan base would get behind it. I think the Xbox fan base is doing a lot better job getting behind the Xbox games this time around, but it's not enough because these are games that the media would just hype the living shit out of. Now, they might have gotten good scores last generation. I'm not too sure what the scores were, but you didn't see like the constant love and praise and the gaming journals bending over backwards to make sure their words come across as this game is perfect. You need to play it like they do with PlayStation and Nintendo games. Polygon just put out an article saying, yeah, Quantum Break was actually pretty good. Was actually good. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. Of course it. Even if it isn't, if that game was an exclusive to PlayStation, that game was exclusive anywhere else but Xbox, yeah, they would be bending over backwards to polish up their words around it and just keep giving it love and attention that they do with PlayStation and Nintendo games. Xbox just has a high bar to set for themselves, and they got to be perfect. They got to be perfect. That's why they can't F this up. They just can't. And they understood this. They've understood this for quite a while, and I think that's why they're just going, well, we'll just buy a bunch of games that are going to make us a ton of money, so we just don't care. We understand that you guys hate us, and that's never going to stop. Not until PlayStation and Nintendo go away. People love PlayStation because of its PlayStation. They launched with great games, and they've had great games. Same with Nintendo. Nintendo's just childhood. I think Nintendo gets a little bit more of a nostalgic pass, whereas PlayStation, they can cruise just on their name, PlayStation, but they do have to continue putting out games. But at the end of the day, the journos are going to take care of them. Their fanboys are going to take care of them. Whereas Xbox, they just got the fanboys. That is the Xbox tax. That is the Xbox tax. And again, if you're somebody that rolls your eyes at Xbox tax, you're a fan of someone else. You're a PlayStation fanboy, you're a Nintendo fanboy. If you really think that there is nothing against Xbox, and some of it can be self-inflicted. Again, they have to be perfect, but Nintendo and PlayStation, they do self-inflicted things, and everything's still fine and dandy with them. With Xbox, it's go away. We don't like you. I hate you. Your games suck. If your games were on PlayStation, we'd love them. And you think about it, you think a game like Sunset Overdrive, that just Sunset Overdrive turned into Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. Sunset Overdrive turned into PlayStation 5 being relevant. You really think about it. If it wasn't for Sunset Overdrive, which Insomniac came out and said, hey, that is what gave us the confidence in making a game, an understanding of how to make a game like a Spider-Man, which did so well, PlayStation bought them, and now they made Spider-Man 2 and a bunch of other PS5 games, so much so that they are PS5. Yeah, that's the Xbox tax. That is the Xbox tax, because if that game was celebrated like it should have been, and the fans needed to come out and buy the game, and they didn't. I think at that time they were... What was going on with Xbox at that time where they wouldn't buy a game like that? Huh. I think, the Xbox One didn't get off to a hot start. But yeah, I just remember that game just kind of came and went. And that game would have not come and went on PlayStation. It just wouldn't. It absolutely wouldn't have just come and go. But hey, that's the Xbox tax for you. Anyways, there you have it. Xbox tax is real. It's absolutely real. And I laugh at anyone who says it's not. And, for me, the reason why I always root for Xbox is just they're American, man. They're American. I am American first. If it was like, I am not a fan of Joe Biden, but I don't care how likable another world leader is. I am not going to root for another leader because they're more likable. They're more with my politics than Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is my little fuck up. He's my little president that shits his pants in front of the Pope. All right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.